house.
Hi, I'm Spider Girl. Not really, guys. It's me, Emma, from Skinny Legs Tarantulas.
Oh.
And today, I'm going to be making an enclosure and putting the Stirmi in it. Ooh! So, first of all, start off. She's not fully grown, so she's not huge, and she's not with us for long.
She's about 8 inches.
She's about 8 inches, so I want her to be comfortable while she's with us, even if it won't be long. She's got a nice little enclosure here. The only problem with this enclosure, obviously I'm recycling it, is it's got a lot of ventilation at the top, and Stirmies like it damp, so what I will need to do is tape up these holes to make sure it's not too dried out. So first of all, we need to get our substrate in there. I was going to do it with this, but I think that'll take forever. This may make a mess, which will be annoying because I don't hoover in the spider room. I don't want to upset the spiders. So I tend to sweep, which takes forever. So careful, easy charge it. We want her to have a nice load of substrate to play with. There we go. Substrate is good. Got a cool little cork piece in. Now, if this Stirmi was staying for us for a long time, we'd put vermiculite in, but she's only staying with us like for a couple of weeks or so. So, you know, we don't really want to mix the vermiculite in because they're not that invasive, and we like to reuse soil when we can, unless we can't. So get the cork bark in. Then what I like to do is I like to just ram a little bit of soil round where the cork bark is and establish, just to keep it on. I sometimes put a little bit of dirt on top to make it more realistic. I don't know if that really does, but here we go. Right, get her a bit of moss. Moss is very good for holding the damp. It's also really good if you cram it in like the nooks and crannies of like their hide, so that they feel a little bit more safe. And put a bit of ground. I mean, I do this, but most of them just muck about with it and throw it all over the place and put it in the water dish. Got a cool little water dish here that I have cleaned several times because it was very dirty and I don't like to use chemicals to clean. So it took me a while, but it's a little coconut dish. So I thought she'd like that. And then I like to pat the soil down as much as I can around the water dish, because I know that some teas love putting their substrate in the water dish. You know, we don't fully understand why they do it, but there are some theories. I like the theory that they put stuff in their water dish when they want to get rid of it, because in the wild, putting stuff in the water or rivers and stuff, obviously it would wash away. So I quite like that theory, that they put it in the water dish to get rid of it. There's other theories, there's other research into it. Get some nice water in there. Now, Stirmies like it damp. Come from damp habitats. So I want to make sure I've got a nice little spray around the moss. What's also good, we usually use a paintbrush or a finger, is you just make a little incision with your finger. Get some water right down to the bottom of the substrate, so the humidity and the damp stays in the enclosure for as long as possible. As you can see, I'm pouring it, it's not overflowing. The water is actually going into the soil down the bottom to keep the humidity high and also keep damp. Put some in, a bit in the hide. Ew. These are quite cool. If you want these are on Amazon. I can't remember what they're called. They're like little scientist lab bottles, squeezers. I don't know. Cool though, aren't they? So there we have it. There's a little enclosure made up ready for her while she's staying with us. I'm going to cut away in a minute and tape up those holes on the lid so they're safe. I don't know if you can see it in the background, but we've got a Stirmi here that she is in her forever home. So let's go and have a look at her. So as you can see, she's more set up there. She's got a few bits to play with. Got a little water dish. She's made a nice little web there. She's showing us her bum at the moment, which isn't huge, but she did molt before she came. So yeah, cool. I'll cut it out there, and then we'll get the Stirmi up here and get ready. I'm back. Taped up my holes, made it nice and safe and everything. Got an enclosure. Got a little cutie here. I'm being serious. I've taken my mask off. I'm Emma right now because serious business. The person who we got this from did say she is a horrendous flicker, which is a delight because I'm quite acceptable to the hairs. I know that Dave said on one of his videos he doesn't own them because he's acceptable. I am dreadful. I come up in a horrible rash, but I just can't help myself. So this may result in a shower. We'll see how it goes. We've established, luckily, because she's destroyed half the packaging, that she is facing this way. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. Be prepared, get everything. I've got my plastic sheets. You're probably thinking, why? Tarantulas tend to attack things close by that they can feel and see. The advantage of this is it, you know, can feel it, but it can't see it. So it may be less inclined to attack it. It also gives me a shield away from hairs and that. I just got to be prepared for anything. She could get out. We'll see how it goes. I've got this catch cup. It doesn't look big enough, but here we go. We've got our brushes, we've got our tongs and everything. So what I do is I gently loosen the tub so it's all popped off, and then I'll get her at the angle that I want her to go. So you've got to be careful how you're doing this. I know you've got to have a plan and it doesn't always work. My plan is that she can go round and she doesn't have to run into the hide, but that's her best option. Also, you know, she may go over the top, but if I put it here, she hasn't got much room and she can run straight up here. This is my best option. So now that we've said that and we're all established, what I'm going to do is just gently take this lid off. I've already popped it off. And then when we start getting closer to her, it's important to protect ourselves. So I've got my tongs. I can see she's moving already. Nope, she's not.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful. You can see she is a hair flicker. Her bum is a little bit bold, so she obviously finds situations like this stressful. Gonna do my best. I know that some people say it can be a bit nerve-wracking. You just, I don't know, you just gotta chill. I mean, I'm not always the best person, I'm quite jumpy, but I don't mind rehoming. Even people who say to me, oh, that one's a nightmare. I don't mind rehoming nightmares. You just wait for them to move. They will eventually stop. Like all spiders and tarantulas, they have a burst of energy. Their anatomies don't work like us. They'll suddenly stop, and then you can collect yourself again and sort it out. So she's not moving naturally on her own and exploring. She's obviously a little bit afraid. She's going to be defensive. So I'm going to try and help her. Now this is where it could backfire, because I'm going to try and gently just sort of tap her on her bum and give her a little nudge. Yes, she may turn around and attack the brush, which I hate, but let's see how it goes. Come on. Wakey, wakey. Yeah. So she's aware. Oh, she made me jump then. She wasn't moving and then suddenly she moved. Oh, did you hear that? So she's making a little hissy noise.
Well, she has flicked a lot, hasn't she? They definitely weren't lying about that.
So you might have heard a little hissy noise. This is something the blondies and Stirmies do. We believe that they're like creating the sound as if they're snakes to warn off large mammals. So she's not happy. She's not happy at all. Right, but she's open. She's ready. So I'm going to try another tactic now. What I'm going to try and do is not push her anymore, but try and gently take this away. And there we go. That was perfect. So she's very defensive. She was very quick and jumped to move. She decided she was going to move. But generally, that was pretty chilled. That was pretty cool. That's a great result. Don't have to push her too much. You know, she can explore a new home. And she knows where her water dish is. So yeah, great. Woo!
Bye.